Welcome inside Northwest Stadium, football fans, located in Landover, Maryland. Tonight, no love lost between these NFC East rivals. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders. Tanner Brown ready to get this one going. And here we go on Monday Night Primetime. Here's Cavante Turpin on the return. He stopped on the run back at the 27. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. Bringing them out is a Mississippi State fourth-round pick in 2016 who's found considerable success in this league, Dak Prescott.
I don't think I'm alone in this, Kate. To me, Dak is one of the easiest players to root for their success in the NFL. I think for me and for many others, it's based on all he's overcome, from tough playoff losses to significant injuries. But his leadership, his stats, his ability to play like an MVP in big moments, at his best, he really is all you could ever ask for.
We'll try something else from the 27 this time, 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Dak. This one caught by He's finally caught, and he lost the football. Oh, no, it's out.
You know what? This game is hard. So sometimes catching a break or two in just the right circumstances is a big deal. Sideline could be your best friend as a runner. Because you lose the ball next to it, there's a good chance it could go harmlessly out of bounds.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, hits Prescott. Throw secured by George Pickett. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. They pick up 14 yards. Dan Quinn pretty confident that they missed something there. He's going to challenge that call.
Previous play is under review.
Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
Dan Quinn pleading his case, but to no avail. The call on the field's going to stand. Dak off the play fake. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Caught in the comeback route. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Kate, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But Annette's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. Working out of the gun. It's Prescott. And this is caught. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys finish up an excellent opening series. C.D. Lamb with the touchdown. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep, yep, certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure of what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
Brandon Aubrey now on for the extra point. Troubles with his snap, but he still knocks it through. And the Cowboys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So now the Commanders will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Kate, when you partner a relentless work ethic with elite athleticism, you get Jaden Daniels. He put on an absolute show. One of the best rookie years in the history of the game for a quarterback. And with a work ethic and speed and arm, I don't know why he would ever slow down.
And he's going to be sent out of bounds just after he crosses the 35. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
The give for the first time to Rashad White. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. They sent him with that sack in mind, Brock. We all saw what was coming. Still managed to clean up the play, even if it did come on the ground.
And you know why they call that a cat pressure from the secondary, Kate?
Tell me.
Because it's a C for corner and a T for attack, exactly what he just did.
Daniels back to throw. On the screen, this is White. Keeps away from one. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
They put a receiver in motion right. They give here to the motion man. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Brought down by Deron Bland.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's Daniels. Got locked behind this one. Downfield it goes. Brought in inside the 20. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. That one nabs him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
1st and 10, it's a give to White. And he's going to have this down to the 7. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
1st and goal, they're hoping for an opening drive touchdown. They'll bring the tight end left. White on 1st and goal. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Trying again with White. And he's going to take it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders finish off their opening drive. It's a Rashad White touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Tanner Brown on for the extra point. He hits it true despite some issues with that snap. And the Commanders respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Back out come the Cowboys for their second drive. They really have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. And we'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Prescott here from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. They gain 11 on that play, and that'll be good for a Dallas first down. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Working from the pistol, Prescott. Lamb has another one. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Another run for Williams. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Brought down by Charles O'Menahu on the play.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Prescott now to throw on 3rd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him, and that leaves them with 4th and 5.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Cowboys field goal. A 54-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Returning it from the 4. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Back out run the Commanders for their second drive of the game. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended Brock in a touchdown. Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out. Play action now with Daniels. To the sideline it goes. He's got it beyond the marker. It looks like he stayed in as well.
It's a gain
They'll
of
get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
And the Washington
They've run this
first
12-yard
down.
out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Now Daniels off the play action. Rolling left, buying some time.
I don't mind that scramble at all, Kate. It makes that defense think this guy's not just going to sit in the pocket all day. I'll say this as well, like I do all the time. When you're going to scramble as quarterback, make sure you protect yourself.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Man in motion here. Here's a toss to White. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Daniels keeps it himself. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him an out to pick up the 1st down.
It's a gain of a yard.
We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. It's the Cowboys out in front. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. On the move, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. And they've got a little extra distance now to make up here on 2nd down.
You could put that sack right into the coverage sack category. You can see the quarterback, he's scanning, right? He's going through his progressions. 1, 2, 3, nobody's open, and then bam! Sack lunch.
Things already looking a good bit tougher here. It is 2nd and 17 after the sack. Out of the gun, Daniels. Short pass brought in. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Cowboys territory.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 8.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Here he goes, 3rd and long. It's this one to White. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That's a pickup of 9. And that's good for a Washington 1st down.
Washington 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Throwing on 1st down, Daniels. Pulled in by his back, White. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that's going to give the Commanders a 1st down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. My hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
Firing quickly out line, Daniels. He'll have a little, not a lot. Ball to about the 25. Kalen Carson with the tackle.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
It's a nickel set for the Cowboys on this 3rd down. To the air again, Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a first and goal.
Gain of 19 yards. That's good for a Commanders first down. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
That's McLaurin with a catch out left. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Now it's second and goal from the 1. Taps it quick to the receiver coming across. Up to the goal line, but he won't reach it. The defense keeps him out and forces third and goal.
Stop short of the goal line. No gain on the play. Brings up third and goal.
Turned away from the goal line on the last snap. Need to make it 1 more yard here on third and goal. Trying to get it with the option. And they're going to say he was short. They held him out, Brock, and now we're going to have to wait and see what they decide to do here on fourth and
No
goal.
gain on the play.
It's weird to say, and it certainly won't show up on the stat sheet, but I want to give a lot of credit to that runner. Even though it didn't gain a yard, it actually took a heck of an effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Leaving the offense out there. It's fourth and goal from the 1. Going for it with Krosky Merritt. And he's in for the touchdown. The Commanders take a second quarter lead. Well, they took a gamble, and it paid off with a touchdown on fourth and goal.
And to do it on the ground at that, that's a confidence builder. Confidence builder for the big guys up front. Confidence builder for the running back to win at the line of scrimmage. And frankly, Kate, a confidence builder for this fan base that loves coaches being aggressive and going for it on fourth down.
The kicker on
Brown now for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Commanders take a 4-point lead.
Commanders 14. Cowboys 10.
Now Brown on to send it away. Turpin with a return. He stopped on the run back at the 27. The Cowboys and C.D. Lamb headed back out on offense. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. Dak out of the pistol. Big gain has them across the 40. And he gets it forward to the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
That's another Cowboys first down.
You know, you call that first down running play, you don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Throwing on first is Prescott. Catch is made near the edge. And he's forced out of bounds after a gain of about 4 there. Second down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's second and 5. Running right, it's Williams. And he's rerouting towards the middle, only gets him a couple. It's third down.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
To the line. Here's 3rd and 3. From the gun is Prescott. And he's caught. He's got Lamb. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They get 19 on that pickup. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down.
First down. A gain of 19
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Give to Williams from the gun. Escapes the defender. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Cowboys take a second quarter lead. Javonte Williams, the touchdown. Well, Brock, you found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys push their lead to 3.
17. Commanders 14.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. He dodged the tackle. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Commanders all set to regain possession. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air. So expect some tighter coverage this time around. All right, the Washington offense is set. Here comes 1st and 10. Drive starts with a carry by White. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now, 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Daniels from the pistol. This is Brown, and he's got it downfield. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. 1st and 10 now from the 46. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He'll step up, and there he goes. And he's going to slide down here. Picked up close to 5 before the slide. It's going to be 2nd down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield. Get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
It's into the hands of Wright. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
From the 40-yard line now, this is 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This guy, Kate, he can create. He really is good out there. He's skilled when it comes to getting outside the pocket, which makes it all the more impressive. They contained him so well when he was clearly looking to generate something with his legs.
He's got it over the middle. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Washington calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. He gets this one to McLaurin. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first. And that right there is about the best you could hope for against double coverage. Good chunk of yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop one.
That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So 2nd down coming up. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now. Now is Terry McLaurin on the target. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come.
And they take this in for the score. The Commanders take the lead just before halftime. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Manage that clock beautifully down to the final moments, Brock, and then get the score just before halftime.
That doesn't change the theme of the halftime speech, but I guarantee you it adds some enthusiasm to the tone. That was awesome.
Brown now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders take a 4-point lead.
This makes the score. Commanders 21, Cowboys 17.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. So it's a touchback on the kickoff, and we're going to get one final snap here in the half.
At their own 35-yard line.
The final throw before the break. He's trying to lay this one in deep down the right side. And his final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Big thank you to our guy Scott Hansen and the gang down in Orlando. Got a close one here, Brock, as our second half gets underway. Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. Making some progress here. All right, so they're going to take over at the 39. Nice effort there. Out comes the offense for Washington to begin the third quarter. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
And the stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. A pickup of 17. And that's good for a Washington first down.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. Motion man left is Brown. Going to the ground again on first. And you do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
First down now, ball at the 33. He finds Brown, right side. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
Complete to De'Ami Brown. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Cowboys' 28-yard line.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. He was looking for Terry McLaurin. And it's third down now.
Third down. And
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Daniels throwing on third. Avoid some trouble there. He's making a bid for it. And this is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with first and goal.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's another Washington Commanders first down. First and goal at the 6-yard line.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on first and goal. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Daniels. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it'll be third and goal. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense a down away from completing this stand. It's fourth and goal.
That's why these coaches get paid, Kate, what they get paid. You got to make adjustments. That's a different look at defense than the one we saw in the first half. And you got to keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, because that effort is going to be key here the rest of the way.
Out is Tanner Brown to try to knock this through. It's a 38-yard look here. Brown's kick is up and good. Hold on, though. There's a flag down here. Although, if this is on the defense, Brock, they're probably just going to decline it and keep that make. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down. Running it after the penalty. And he's charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards. Now, after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Play action now with Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. It's sack number 4 in the game for him. This one makes it third down.
All right, I'm to the point of the game, Kate. Now, we got to get the ball out of our hands. He is just taking a beating all game long, and on this drive, yet again, find a way to protect, find a way to run, and get the ball out of his hands.
Cowboys bringing out an extra defensive back on third. Third and long for him here. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Brown's kick is up and good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Well, they'll take it. Some points to add a little to what's still a pretty small lead. Eventually, I think we all know they've got to find a way to reach the end zone.
Now Brown on to send it away. Turpin with a return. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. The Cowboys about to get going on offense. Javonte Williams headed back out now. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games, that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Dak now from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And this is across midfield. They're going to stop him at that 45-yard line. They get 27 on the play. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
First down. A gain of 27 on the play. First down, Dallas.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And that carry only gets one on the plunge up the gut.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
At the Commanders' 44-yard line.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Dak off the play fake. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, it's 3rd down. They'll throw 3rd and long. He's trying to lay this one in deep down the right side. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game. So that brings up 4th and long.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You know, Kate, there was a time when you and I were growing up watching football where a 50-yard kick was impressive. But these kickers of today, they just keep pushing that boundary and showing off incredible leg strength.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Commanders set to take over. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Starting on the ground, here's White. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
He was taken down.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Running on second with White. And he'll fight ahead for a few. It's third down.
White, the ball carrier. Tackled at the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Chased out to his right. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
He was brought down.
That's such a bummer, Kate, for a quarterback. If you have to scramble and take off, you'd really like to find a way to move the chains. He could not. That defense rallied, they responded, and they forced a 4th down.
Commanders punting on 4th down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. Fair catch called for, and he brings it in. Looks like right at about the 29-yard line. The Cowboys and C.D. Lamb headed back out on offense. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. Prescott on 1st and 10. Short pass brought in. And this is going to go as a gain of about 3 before he's met and escorted out.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz when he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Here's Dak. Screen here for Williams. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
It's a nickel look from the Commanders, 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. He's going to loft one deep to the left. So the heave knocked away from the intent.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
Cowboys punting it away here on 4th, and it's the long-time vet Brian Anger on now. He takes the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Out of the gun, White. And he gets this one up to the 40-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that's going to give the Commanders a 1st down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from 1st down to 1st down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
And they're approaching midfield with that gain of 6. He's up to the 46.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
1st down run gets him 6, so now it is 2nd and 4. Again, this is White. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 3.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Daniels. And he's dropped. They got there for the sack, and that brings us to the end of this third quarter. All right, we've reached the final quarter of Monday Night Primetime. It's the Commanders who hold the lead. Not a big one, though, trying to carry this through the end. The Commanders ready for the punt. It'll be Tress Way doing the honors. Ooh, snap came in slow, but he got it away. The Cowboys offense now headed back to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Dallas getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. It's on the turf. The ball's out. He lost it. And the Commanders pick it up. That return actually went backward a little bit, but I imagine, Brock, they'll be happy enough just taking possession.
This is exactly what you want out of your defense. If they're not going to secure the ball on offense, and they're going to give you a shot at it, go punch that ball loose and get a body on it for the recovery.
Out comes the Commander offense for another series. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. So fresh set of downs now from the 39. 1st and 10. It's a gift to White. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
Give some credit to the defense on that one. We don't see him get fooled into making the wrong read very often in the RPO. That's why the RPO, in fact, is part of their game to begin with. He normally makes the right call. He didn't do it there.
Throwing now, Daniels. Hits him on the out route. And he's forced out of bounds after a nice play there, but still, Brock, not enough to avoid 3rd down.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
3rd and short, Daniels. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete, 4th down coming up.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
An important attempt coming up here for Tanner Brown. From the right hash, a 49-yard look. Kicked well, and this is good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a 1-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the 4th quarter when it really matters.
Now Brown on to send it away. This return starts at the 5. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Cowboys and C.D. Lamb headed back out on offense. And their defense held up after that fumble. Only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them. Get some points of their own. Here's Williams to start the drive. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Prescott here from the gun. That's Pickens with a catch out right. And he is down inside the 35-yard line.
A gain of 43 yards. That's good for a Cowboys 1st down. A gain of 43 yards. 1st down, Cowboys.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And this is going to go for about an 8-yard pickup as he takes him inside the 30-yard line.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
First down carry got him 9 yards. Here comes 2nd and 1. Williams fields the pitch. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Prescott to sneak it, and he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
It's a gain of a yard.
Everybody understood the assignment right there. For one guy, the quarterback, get the snap and make the marker. For the other 10, drive like mad, push like crazy, and create that space for the 1st.
Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10. They'll go from the gun with Sanders. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, some positive yardage there, Kate, but just as important, they're mixing up their play calling, and they could very well be setting up the defense for a big play later.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. From the gun is Prescott. Finds him over the middle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Drive has gone 8 plays now as they face 3rd and 3. To throw is Prescott. Can't convert on 3rd. That's to the ground and incomplete.
That's one of those 3rd down situations where you're asking an awful lot of your man to make a play to keep this drive going. Too much of a contested catch there, unable to bring it in.
Down a score. They're going to go for this on 4th down. Going for it, it's Williams. And that's a stop. The offense stayed out there on 4th, but now they're headed off after they turn it over on downs.
Well, a blitz on 4th down's a gutsy call, but it can work against a pass or a run. Good luck running for the sticks when you got a whole defense crashing you right off the snap.
Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. And they were able to contribute 3 points to the lead their last time out. Another chance to build on that advantage here. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Play action now. Daniels finds a seam down the middle. Still going inside the 35. And he is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Brown now for the extra point. Troubles with the snap, but he still knocks it through. And the Commanders double their lead to 14.
Commanders 34, Cowboys 20.
Now Brown on to send it away. Starting from the 5. Jukes away from 1. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Cowboys and George Pickens set for this next possession. This could be the decisive drive. Down 2 scores late. They've got to find some points to get it back within 1. Cowboys just about set. Here comes 1st and 10. First down, here's Dak. Complete out to the right side. And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that'll be good for a Dallas first down. Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
He's got it inside the 25. This is going to make it down to the 24-yard line. How about a big hitter, 30-40 yards there and a new set of downs.
Cowboys, first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
1st and 10, here's Prescott. Delivers another one to Williams. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now it's Prescott again. Steps up and he's running with it. And he's going to be stopped after a pickup of 9, and that's going to make it 1st and goal.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Now Dak to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And it's step 1 towards a goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. 2nd and goal coming up.
We've learned how valuable sacks in a pass rush are in today's NFL. It's a bit surprising, isn't it, Kate, that that's their first sack of the game, but they found other ways to produce success on both sides of the ball, and they finally pick up a much-needed sack on that stat sheet.
Dak out of the pistol. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. So as they're trying to throw for this, Brock, they've actually been thrown off here by a couple of great plays defensively.
Yeah, offensively, that can't happen. Defensively, kudos. Offensively, touchdown, check down, throwaway. That's it. Sack cannot be a part of the equation.
3rd and goal, defense in the dime with their backs against the wall. Dak to the air here. Caught near the goal line. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys now within 1 score in the 4th. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
The Cowboys will line up.
Here's a design run. And he reaches the end zone, so the 2-point conversion will cut the lead down to 6.
Commanders 34, Cowboys 28.
Man, Brock saw his versatility in back-to-back plays, switching things up. This time he runs it in himself to add 2 to that touchdown strike.
It is so deflating to a defense, so tough to defend a quarterback that first beats you with his arms And then he puts those two, as he said, on with his legs. This dude is a true dual threat difference maker.
He's brought down to end that run back, and we have reached our 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in Landover. Commanders up by 6. I'm drawn up here for Daniels. And he gets up for a gain of about 4. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game.
A gain of 4.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. There's a toss to White. And they get him for a loss. That's a big one, Brock, and might see them burn a timeout. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
3rd down here, need 8 on the play. He'll throw it. And he's caught. He's got Brown. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. 35 on the pickup. And that's good for a Washington first down.
The ability to take any completion, short or deep down the sideline, and continue adding yardage, that's called yak, and every coach loves it.
Up the middle, here goes White. And he's going to be down to within a yard of that red zone as the stop is made. Final timeout taken by the Cowboys. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. This one set up for Daniels. A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. This one left for Daniels. So next to the nation's capital, it's a home win for the Commanders. This was a game they had circled a long time ago, Brock. You bring a division rival into your building, you want to make a statement at their expense and get that W.
We know it's not just an axiom, right, that it's so hard to win any game in the NFL. It is. They're difficult to do. But a division rival in your own building, it almost feels like a must-win, and that's the juice they played with today.
So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders. As with that, we sign off from D.C.